Hi student, I am Ashit Tiwari. Today in the second lesson of the civics federalism, where I will introduce this lesson and I will also uh, provide a introductory lecture over this lesson. This is the first video lecture. In the first student, I will tell you about the federalism. What is the federalism? Federalism, it is a concept about the government where we will see the different layers of the government, different tiers of the government or the different level of the government. As you can see, well, there are the three layers of the government, and this is known as the central, this is known as the state government, and this is known as the local government. This is the concept which we study in the first lesson of the power sharing, where we have seen the vertical forms of distribution of the power sharing. Vertical distribution of power sharing, where you have seen different tiers or different layers or different levels of the government. Central government, which is the entire government for the whole country, which works for the whole country. State government, that works for only for the one states, and the local government that looks after the matters of the local area or the local area in the government, it's a village side or in the city side, means urban area or the rural area. Day-to-day problem of the rural area or the urban area the people have to face. So this government is very perfect and giving their very perfect records on the ground of the local self-government. So student, I will tell the introductory lecture on this lesson, and I will also tell the various information about the each topics, because each topic we will discuss every day. So I will introduce all the topics, means what we have to study in all these topics one by one. So in the first topic, where I have told you already about the introduction. Now the second topic, key features. Key features, where we will see the 1 to 7 key features. In these key features, where we will see some important things about the Indian federalism, because India has adopted the federalism, but India has not accepted wholesale property of the federalism. Only the principles of the federalism which has been adopted by the Indian Constitution. So there are 7 key features. In each key features, it tell about the important characteristics of the Indian federation system. As there are more than 2 levels of the government, each level has their own jurisdictions on the specific matter of the legislation, administration, and the taxation. So all these key features we will study one by one in the all topics, one by one. And second topic, this is especially the third topic, roots of the federalism, where we will see the different type of the roots. Actually, roots means the type of the path, type of the ways, where we will characterize the different roots. Roots where we will see in the form of coming together federation and holding together federation. Coming together federation, where US, Australia and a different type of the countries stand, and holding together federation, where India, Belgium and other type of the countries are stand. Because these roots which are mostly associated with their historical context, so mostly the historical context also influenced the federalism system of every country. You know very well, there are 25 countries in the whole world which are exercising the system of federalism in the country, in their own country. Because you know very well, there are more than 190 countries which are we will say recognized by the UNO, and if under recognized country if we see, so there are more than 213 countries in the whole world which are in the whole globe. And our next topic is what make India a federal country. Means what are the we'll say features, what are the different type of the circumstances which make India a federal country. In the first, we will see the threefold distribution of legislative power of the state, the center and the state government. So this will be ensured by the policy of the subject list, and subject list is a procedure where we have classified the four list from union list, state list, concurrent list, residuary list. Union list, which ensure the function of the central government, what type of the function should be raised, should be worked by the union government, and a state list which tell about the state government, which type of the function should be should be implemented by the state government, and sometimes the some subject can be shared by the central and the state government. And last list is the residuary list. Residuary list, where we will see some subjects which are left and which are not made at the time when the constitution was adopted in India. So these subjects which were left or not remain that time, so they has been included in the fourth list of the Indian Federation system. Our next topic is the unequal distribution of the various constituent units, unequal powers of various constituent units. So there are different type of the states in India, because India comes in the holding together federation, and holding together federation means when a big country or a vast country decide to divide its power between the central and the various constituent units, and various constituent units have enjoy their unequal power, such as the special states means the states which has been beyond the constitution of the country, like the Jammu Kashmir, some state of the northeast region of India, which enjoy the specific power or beyond the powers of the constitution. But after the NDA government, which has been taken the steps to postpone the system of the special state in the Jammu Kashmir, so Jammu Kashmir has been adopted or recognized as a union territory. And second type of the subject are union territories. Union territories are the type of states which are very smaller in size, so they cannot be merged into the any states, they cannot be formed into any states. So these are the states which has been mostly controlled by the central government, and in India there are 7 union territories, and after the formation of Jammu Kashmir we have the 8 union territories, because Daman and Diu and Dadra Nagar Haveli has been merged into a one union territories. So basically we should have the 9 union territories, but now present time we have only the 8 union territories, and we will study more about these topics in our my one lecture. Our next topic is how federalism exercised in India, because this is very important topic and you should know it. So the first we will see the linguistic states. Linguistic states are the kind of states which has been formed or which has been introduced from the old states, because Indian governments had been seen these problems from the beginning, because the state commissions, the state reorganization commission was formed 1 November 1956 under the leadership of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, and he had decided to form the new states from the old states, because some states where there were a lot of possibilities to form a different states, but there was not the procedure. So various states has been formed on the different type of the basis, like the language, like the different type of the other parameters, like the geography, like the culture, like the resources, like the international boundaries. So there are some type of the parameters which has been ensured to form the new state, so that to ensure the people of the country to live in a very peaceful way and to maintain their harmony, to promote their unity of the country, to safeguard their unity of the country. Because if the people of the country are in the trouble, they cannot express their feelings well. So this is not a good country. So linguistic states, this is the kind of the first it's experiment in the Indian federation system, which has made India a very more federal country. And we will also discuss very things about the linguistic states in our topics. Our next topic is language policy. Language policy is a very important topic, and it is also called the second test in the Indian federation system. Because the language policy, as you have seen, Sri Lanka had a mistakes when they had implemented the policy of language after the Act of 1956, where they had made the Sinhala as only the language of the whole country, and this system, this steps, this act was undermining the interest of minorities of the country, as the Tamil peoples who are living in the country. So when the Tamil people were disregarded, so they had chosen the way of violence, and they had given the very violent response to the government, and government was in the trouble. They had to face various kind of the terrorism steps and various type of the other problems. So India had not made any mistakes. India learned a good lesson from the Sri Lanka, and they had not declared any language as a national language, as a state language. So in Hindi it accepted as a national language, as the official language, but with the other language also. Not solely, not the Hindi has not maintained its own monopoly in the whole country. Means Hindi is accepted, Hindi is implemented as along with the other 21 languages. So student, I hope you enjoy this video lecture. And our next topic is center-state relation. Center-state relation, where we will see how the center-state government enjoy their power. Because before 1990, when the central government has the monopoly, so they can dismiss the state government anytime, anyway, without the region also. And this system which made the Indian federation system more weak. But after 1990, when the alliance and the coalition system was adopted, so alliance and coalition system was adopted, so this made more federal system of Indian government system. So student, hope you enjoy this video lecture. Our next and last topic is decentralization. Decentralization means when the powers has been taken from the central government and the state government and given to the local bodies, that is called the decentralization. We have the decentralization policies, and which has been very powerful after the various commissions which made ensure, like the Raw Commission, like the different type of the commissions which made it very important to introduce the decentralization system more strong. And after 1992, and in the amendment of 73rd and 74, where the local government system was more improved. 73rd amendment was made for the rural area, and 74th amendment was made for the urban area. Because 5 steps has been taken to ensure the Indian federation system much powerful, so that the local people could solve their problem in the local area with the local interest, with the local experience, without the interruption of state and the central government. Because if the state and the central government resources can be appropriate reached to the area of the local, they cannot be able to settle the problem of the local area. So the local self-government system was very unique system, and which has been adopted in the country also, and which has been given the lesson to the other country. So student, this is the video which has been made for you as a introductory lecture, and hope you enjoy this video lecture. If any kind of the problem, you can comment on the comment box. If any kind of the problem, you can also ask in the comment box. So thank you for watching the video. Please like it, subscribe it, and share it. Thank you.